So Steven Crowder, known truth teller, my man, has been banned from YouTube. And by banned from YouTube, of course, what I actually mean is that his main channel has been suspended. Now, that was the largest conservative channel on YouTube. That was like 5.3 million subs. He was the biggest conservative YouTube channel. Yeah, very, very powerful influence. So let's see what he has to say for himself. Like a whipped dog. How are we doing? I see we're wearing. Is this a holster? Yeah, it is. Just over your shirt. Just. I love the way these people use props, by the way. Just conservatives virtue signal like mad, you know? Just like, we gotta make a video, okay? We gotta make sure everyone knows we're conservative. Let me, yeah, he does look like he's cosplaying Nathan Drake a little bit, though. Except instead of, you know, jumping around ancient ruins, he's sitting in an office building.
Hey there, Crowder Bits. I think this is the first time I've ever done a cell phone video to Crowder Bits. And for those of you who don't know, that's because I've been suspended from YouTube, I guess banned temporarily. Just logged into my email yesterday to find out that we had a strike that wasn't a real strike before for our COVID anniversary video, 15 days to flatten the curve. All the sources are available at loudwithcrowder.com, including the CDC and WHO, which apparently is fake news, can't be used now. And yesterday...
Yeah. I'd be willing to bet that's the case, yeah. I'm just guessing, you know. I don't know what the contents of that video are. Just have a feeling. Probably true.
YouTube considered it a community guideline strike and took down our episode where we specifically visited a... And I want to be clear about this here. We've never alleged that the election was won by Donald Trump because we can't. We've never alleged that there was...
Wait. We've never alleged that the election was won by Donald Trump because we can't. Wait, that kind of gives the game away, doesn't it? You know, we've never done this. It's against the rules for us to do this. Well, hold on. First of all, that's basically saying you think Donald Trump won the election. If the only thing keeping you from saying it is TOS, then you're saying you believe it. You know, like if Steven Crowder said, you know, I've never shared my opinions on the reality of the Holocaust because I can't. That would be fairly indicative, I think, of where his thought process is. Additionally, yes, he has. His entire channel for like months was all from November to January was a non-stop propaganda machine designed to convince his massive audience that that Donald Trump was the just and righteous winner of the election. That was the purpose of his channel. By the way, the video that he is talking about, the one that he said got taken down, that was the one where I did the video on this, where he was so racist, he basically just did like a minstrel show. Remember? He just did black voice, like, yeah, we'll give subsidies to black farmers. Yep, they'll do meth, they'll listen to rap music while doing farming. You remember that? I don't even remember. It was some cartoonishly racist nonsense. I don't even have the creativity to imitate it because I'm not racist enough to have on the top of my head whatever tropes Steven Crowder thinks of when he like sees a black person. Oh yeah, meth in the soil. Yeah.
Widespread voter fraud that changed the outcome of the election because we can't. You're also not even allowed to express an opinion to that extent. But what was removed was a Nevada episode where we actually sent employees to locations where we looked at voter rolls, cross-referenced them with deliverable addresses, and took video with a copy of that day's paper at those addresses to say that there is at least some brokenness in the capacity as it relates to those addresses. That is now considered a violation of YouTube's guidelines. So I want to be really clear.
So you should never actually believe claims made by guys. Remember how during the nights of the election, when it became clear that Biden had won, you had to deal with like 40, 50, 60 conspiracies lining up. They were throwing them at you faster than you could even deal with them. And then they were all bullshit. Remember that? Like they dedicated millions of dollars of free advertisement and airtime to this relentless cavalcade of conspiracism, and all of the pointers they threw out there eventually ended up being wrong. I mean, they were throwing them out there faster than you could debunk them. That's the point. They choke you with so much misinformation. It's not even possible to address all of it. And if you debunk 17 conspiracy theories, they have an 18th. If you debunk 100, they have 101th. And now, right now, we have what was her name? Sidney Powell? Wait, what's the name? The Kraken lady. What's her name? She right now, her current legal strategy to avoid the billions of dollars that she's being sued for, that's her, Sidney Powell, the billion she's being sued for from Dominion, by saying that no reasonable person ever could have taken her seriously. So that's the level we're at right now. People who have been sued for their lying are now backing off every point. Fox News backed off their points. Newsmax and OAN both said they have no proof for the conspiracies they levied concerning Dominion. They all backed off of it. Steven Crowder hasn't had any legal action brought towards him, so he doesn't have to do that. But I guarantee you, if lawyers started clamoring for Steven Crowder, then he would do the exact same thing. He would do the same thing because they know they're lying. Now, as to the specific claims being levied here, it's really difficult to fact check these on the fly, but I'd be willing to guess, given the fact that these people's conspiracies were on the level of there are more registered voters in this county than there are people, except they were using old records of how many registered voters and how many people there are there. There are more people who voted for Biden than there are registered voters in this county, except they were using 2016 stats on how many registered voters and 2020 stats on how many voted for Biden. Considering the level these people operate on, I have a feeling this was probably BS too. And as much as people like Crowder want to deny it, you can say you're not saying Donald Trump won the election because that would be violating TOS. But if you're spending your money and your time and your crew running around spitting conspiracy theories that point in that direction, you're basically doing the same thing. Like, I mean, I hate to keep bringing up this example. No, I don't. It's a clean-cut example. Imagine if Holocaust denial was against the rules on YouTube, which I think it is. I don't know. YouTube's TOS is so inconsistent. But instead of doing that, you have a channel where, like, every day for months and months and months, you, like, run around Germany and you're like, hey, this door looks awfully thin to be, you know, like this door looks really insubstantial for it to be keeping people in a gas chamber. I mean, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying, I have questions, you know. It's like, hey, this, you know, what's this? They say there was a mass grave here. I see it's been paved over. Is that really something it would do with the bodies of the dead? I don't know. Maybe it's like there's nobody who was ever buried here. I don't know. It's just like you can do that all you want, just asking questions, but we know what you're actually doing. Conservatives are so fucking dishonest.
About something here. Well, first off, we'll be streaming here exclusively at Crowder Bits tomorrow and Friday, and I think we'll be able to stream and post again to the main channel next week. Half Asian Kraken is reaching out. Look, YouTube is past the point now here.
Yeah, how can he say he's never said Donald Trump won the election when he had "Stop the Steal" hashtags in his videos? Who is stealing what from what? Who is stealing what from who? How can you... The phrase "stop the steal" only makes sense if you think Donald Trump won the election.
Of saying, well, you can say one thing, well, you can't say that. That's controversial. Well, maybe that's hate. None of these violations are considered hate speech. YouTube is making it clear in no uncertain terms that conservative opinions, dissenting opinions, as it relates to COVID or the election...
Or the Holocaust, yeah. Conservative dissenting opinions on whether or not the Holocaust took place are also banned on YouTube. We've got the Holocaust denial, we've got election conspiracy stuff, yeah, and COVID denialism, yeah. We got the trifecta there, you know. It's sure is interesting that conservative opinions are the ones that seem to keep eliciting great social harm, you know. Jesus, when we talk about big lefty misinformation, we're usually talking about misunderstanding economics to the point where you believe a $25 an hour minimum wage would be viable. When we talk about conservative misinformation, we're talking about like apocalyptic, the entire globe is pedophiles and actually everything you believe is a lie. All media is lying to you. Join my cult. Very, very, very different scale.
Are not welcome on their platform. Investigative journalism is not welcome on their platform, which, by the way, is...
That's what we got. That's the channel strike there. It was investigative journalism. YouTube looked at Crowder's channel and they were like, this man is too committed to the truth, you know? God forbid. God. Vosh, question though, are you good with these tech companies removing these people that come for lefties too? I've always considered this, all due respect, a really fucking stupid question. As long as websites and services and businesses exist, there will always be terms of service. If you don't have terms of service, you have no way of guaranteeing a product or a service through a website. You need terms of service. At that point, it's just a discussion as to how you enforce that terms of service and what the actual terms are. So when it's not this like one or nothing thing, okay? We can make utilitarian arguments about how Steven Crowder and other conservatives lying about election results are damaging to society in a uniquely harmful way. We can do that. And yeah, they will come for us too. That doesn't change. It's like saying, how do you say? Like, the existence of a TOS is a fact of reality. We can't get rid of it, okay? So, we shouldn't, by the way. If you think about it for 5 minutes, we shouldn't, for reasons that I think should be really obvious if you even contemplate it. It'll come for us, and it'll come for them, so consider it yet another power structure that we need to maintain control over, okay? It can be used against us, so we need to be loud, and we need to be strong, and we need to make sure it's not used against us. Sometimes we'll succeed, sometimes we'll fail. It is a constant tug of war over our influence over TOSs. That's the war. And right now, thankfully for us, we have an advantage because conservatives are reprehensible conspiracy-mongering bigots, and we, on the whole, are not. So it's easier to make appeals to their unsavoriness than it is for them to make those appeals about us.
Is the single biggest media platform that has ever existed. It is the town square. I tweet about it, but I'm suspended from there too with no cause. So let's be clear about
wait, real?
What this means for you. All right, COVID. Have I ever been an anti-masker? No. As a matter of fact, we were selling masks partnered with Jocko in Origin, Maine early on in the CDC.
Wait, this has to be, but wait. I am almost positive that at some point Steven Crowder has said that that the masks are ridiculous. I'm almost positive. Hold on. If I Google Steven Crowder, I mean, I don't know. So if masks work so well, why haven't they? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you sell masks because you want to make money off of it. Maybe you sell masks because you want to sell ad space and conservative slogans on your face. But yeah, no, you like, I guess this isn't explicitly saying don't wear a mask, but saying they don't work kind of fulfills the same outcome. That was the first result if you Google Steven Crowder masks, by the way. Crowder rants on masks. Oh.
The wearing of masks has proven to lessen
the we've got some costumes here today. We're going to see some bit comedy.
The spread of COVID.
Do you know why that's a problem? To force people to wear an item of clothing, which, by the way, when you're talking about the experts, only 2 weeks beforehand were advocating that people not wear. They were saying, please don't use masks. And they weren't saying because it will deplete our stockpiles for our first responders. They were saying, don't wear them because it could actually exacerbate COVID. You'll be aspirating it. We said that's actually not true. You just can't touch the mask. You need to wear them appropriately. Our friends at Origin, Maine created some masks.
Wait, so do they work or do they not work? Wait, here he's saying that masks do work, but on Twitter, he's saying they don't work. Could it be that Steven Crowder doesn't actually believe anything and he'll just say whatever gets him the positive attention he wants?
We were advocating masks if you thought you had the sniffles early on, while the CDC was saying that you shouldn't. Do you know how I know? Because we got fact-checked by YouTube for being fake news when we were saying a mask is a good idea to prevent spreading it to other people.
I'm sure that YouTube fact-checked him for saying that masks are a good idea. I'm very confident that's exactly what he got fact-checked for. Very, very. It's definitely, that surely must be the reason they dipped on in there. Yeah, like, you can probably find a lot of really incoherent information from Steven Crowder because, to him, the whole mask thing is just a vehicle by which he can drum up culture war bullshit. Maybe he's never explicitly said don't wear masks, but if he's signaling stuff like, hey, these don't work, like, I don't know.
CDC was saying that you shouldn't wear masks. We've questioned the efficacy of states that have lockdowns and double mask mandates. Have we ever been anti-vax? No. No, we have not. We've said that we need to protect the most vulnerable.
Let's see. Steven Crowder vaccine. Leftist teacher meltdown and vaccine side effects. Doctors are worried people won't come back for the second shot because, you know, the vaccines make you feel like crap. Okay, so that's saying that the vaccines can get you sick, which is true. I mean, they're vaccines. That's what they can do. Has he ever gone, like, anti-vax? Do you think kids should have to take the vaccine? We'll discuss at 10 a.m. ET. That was done on December 8th. So does he have a video from December 8th? Yeah, no, it's this one right here.
This is one of my, this is not my joke, but one of my favorite jokes from, I don't remember who told it.
Yeah.
Could have been Nick DiPaolo, could have been, I have no idea. Safe bet to just say if it's funny, Nick DiPaolo.
Yeah.
How do you know if someone is a nurse or a teacher? They tell you. And this lady right here, the one in charge of your...
Maybe. It could be. It could be. Maybe. I don't know. We can dig around for a while if we really want to.
Elderly among us, we even held a protest in Michigan to say that we oppose Whitmer's senior living. I know Joe Louis. He sees me getting all. Look, I got Joe Louis here.
You're not winning my sympathy with a cute dog.
Say hi.
What? Oh, am I upside down? I don't know.
Too close.
He has famous guy head right now, but he's also much closer to the
monitor
camera.
is large.
It's like when TJF did 3D. Whoa! I hope I don't get a Nerf gun. No, it didn't say any of those things.
Oh, here we go. Thank you. Reasonable people can measure the risk reward and decline the specific COVID vaccine without being anti-vaxxers. So, no, I would say declining the COVID vaccine would actually make you an anti-vaxxer. Unless you have, unless Steven Crowder, known scientist, has some sort of medical knowledge that would lead to him being more preferable towards one vaccine than another of the ones we have available. Come on. I've never been anti-vax. By the way, reasonable people can decline COVID vaccines without being anti-vax. I'm not anti-science, okay? I just don't believe in gravity, all right? We're being pulled to the ground by tiny invisible gnomes. But I'm not anti-science, okay? It's just a belief that I have. Like,
When it comes to election, did I say this was stolen? No. Did I say that Donald Trump won the election? No.
That's bullshit and we know it. The stop the steal thing, the only way that makes sense is if you're alleging that Biden stole the election from Trump. And if he's stealing it, that means Trump had the election to begin with. So, no, that's an absolute lie.
What I said was, this is an address from where someone voted, and it doesn't exist. And I stand by that. That's a violation of the public square right now. This is now clear that conservatives, everyone out there who has an opinion that may be detrimental to this administration, and of course, the people in big tech who support them, will no longer be elected. It's very different from what happened before with the Vox apocalypse. And this is, by the way, use the hashtag.
The reason why I'm not amicable to these arguments, even though I am very concerned with the power that big tech has, is because these arguments are identical to the ones that neo-Nazis make. Neo-Nazis do make these exact same arguments. The reason why I'm getting banned and my channel's getting deleted is because the content that I produce is a threat to the Jewish establishment. That's the line they use. You can see in Nazi forums. That's the stuff they say. And one of the criticisms they make of me, because I see them rage about me all the time, they'll say that I'm not anti-establishment because I don't get banned. And they are anti-establishment because they're a threat to the establishment, and they're a threat to the establishment because they're anti-Semitic. The logic follows identically from what Steven Crowder believes. Unfortunately, saying I'm a threat to the establishment, therefore they're shutting me down, is a justification for a lot of stuff. You could say that you're a threat to the establishment by smearing shit all over your face and then running around screaming inside of a Ross Dress for Less. You could do that, and it's true. You are a threat to their establishment. You're probably cutting into their profits by running around with shit smeared all over their face. That is correct. You are challenging it in a way. You are doing something. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're not justified in kicking you out. Okay? Weird Ross name drop. I used to work there, so it's just, you know.
Hashtag Adpocalypse2. That's what's happening right now. Yeah, we've been fully demonetized. We expect that. The suspension doesn't make a lot of sense, and we haven't really heard back from anyone at YouTube. So we'll be streaming here in Crowder Bits tomorrow and Thursday, and I believe Monday. And I would ask that anyone out there, let people know that we're available on Crowder Bits. Also, follow me on Instagram at Louder with Crowder. We're still available podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, Android, and of course Mug Club, where we always have more content anyway.
I know advertising. Wait, this video still has half of its duration left. Is it all self-plugging? I guess that makes sense if you just got demonetized. Yeah. So anyway, I mean, what's really to be said here? Steven Crowder deserved his so it seems like it's a demonetization and a temporary suspension. Definitely deserved, considering the fact that he blatantly violated TOS. The question is that TOS valid? Is that TOS justified? And to me, honestly, at this point, I don't give a fuck, okay? We're dealing with a pandemic, and we're dealing with the death of democracy in America. We're dealing with the highest conceivable stakes, like, imaginable. Conservatives like Crowder want to make speech completely removed from its consequences because it's the easiest way to justify what they do. They say stuff that gets people killed. I mean, like at the attack on the Capitol, but they don't want to own up to that. They don't want to own up to that connection. It's just words to them. They don't want that relationship. The COVID stuff, here in America, a proper COVID response would have led to hundreds of thousands of people fewer dying. Yeah, I don't know. What stakes do we have to deal with here? Would you really be opposed to YouTube/Twitter becoming a public square, therefore those things being regulated with free speech laws? You realize that even in a public square, there are limits to what you can do, right? Like, even if you're on, like, a sidewalk corner, you can still be charged with harassment or disturbing the peace. You do know that, right? Even if we're talking about literal freedom of speech, like actual protection from government overreach, you can be in a public square and you can still be arrested for a number of things, whether that be harassment, or intimidation, or threatening, or assault, or disturbing the peace. There are a number of things that you can do. And that's probably good, because if I'm walking around downtown, I do not want neo-Nazis with bullhorns screaming in people's faces and throwing death threats at them. I think I'd be okay with some kind of punitive action being taken against that personally. I think call me a Stalinist, but I think that's okay, in my personal opinion. And that's in real life. We're talking about the internet here, where the rules are different, and we're not even talking about arrests or government overreach. We're talking about TOS and being able to use websites. And in the purview of that environment, I say, fuck Steven Crowder. Fuck everything about him. He knows the rules, and he broke them. Simple as that.